I'm Dawson Schmidt here with the latest stories and developments in this week's Commodity Roundup on Trader PhD. The USDA's World Agricultural Supply and Demand Estimates report is out, and it brought some surprises, particularly for corn. The agency cut the 2024 and 25 U.S. corn carryout by 200 million bushels to 1.738 billion, citing higher ethanol demand and stronger exports. The corn export forecast was raised by 150 million bushels to 2.475 billion, the highest in 4 years. This pushed the stocks-to-use ratio down to 11.7%, tightening supplies. Globally, corn stocks also fell by nearly 8 million metric tons due to reduced supplies in the U.S., European Union, Mexico, and China. Meanwhile, soybeans saw little change. U.S. stocks were held steady at 470 million bushels, but globally supplies remained abundant. Improved weather in Argentina boosted production forecasts in the country. The global balance sheet remained large, with stocks-to-use ratio at the second highest on record at 32.7%. For wheat, U.S. carryout dropped to 795 million bushels, down 20 million from November, thanks to higher export projections. Globally, stocks edged up slightly but remained at their lowest levels since 2016. Overall, tighter corn supplies stood out as the major story in the month's report, with ripple effects expected across different markets. Newly added trade restrictions on the Mexican cattle imports will create ripple effects in the U.S. beef production. On Tuesday, the USDA lowered its 2025 beef production forecast to 25.7 billion pounds, down 600 million from the November estimate. That would also be the lowest output since 2016. The agency noted that reduced supply forecasts were due to the current restrictions on cattle imports from Mexico. Last month, the USDA suspended all cattle imports from the country after local officials detected a New World screwworm in a cow. Screwworms are fly larvae that infest the living tissue of warm-blooded animals, causing infection. USDA trade data last week showed that U.S. feeder cattle imports from Mexico totaled 115,000 head in October, with year-to-date shipments up 21% at about 1 million head. The USDA also raised its beef import forecast for 2024 and 25 due to reflecting strong demand for processing-grade beef and tighter cattle supplies. South American weather forecasts turned drier after weeks of beneficial rains. Current forecasts expect below normal precipitation for parts of Mato Grosso over the next 7 to 10 days. However, a drier spell would follow adequate rain after an on-time start to the monsoon season. Better chances of rain could return to those same areas after the next week. Soybean bulls have faced difficulties turning South American weather and crop production into a friendly story. Brazilian farmers finished planting soybeans at a rapid pace after a slow start to the season. Current government forecasts and private forecasts expect Brazil's soybean production to climb to a new record, likely above 170 million metric tons, barring significant weather issues. Combined soybean production for Brazil and Argentina is also expected to be at a new record this season, with forecasts sitting at about 220 million metric tons. Thanks for watching. I'm Dawson Schmidt, and this has been Trader PhD.